What is something that we should never say in our F-1 visa interview? If I'm going for F-1 visa interview, should I ever mention that my plans after my master's is like I might use my OPT and get a job or internship or something like that? Or is that not advisable? Before we dive into all the strategies and stories that we're going to discuss in this podcast, let me ask you this. Do you have a clear job hunting strategy to get an internship or full-time job? Most people don't, and it's costing them opportunities. I've helped over 1100 students with their strategies through my ultimate job hunting course.
And trust me, I'm not even kidding. I could see so many recruiters viewing my profile.
And it's been the best investment I've ever made.
The content is incredibly practical, filled with tips and strategies that make you stand out to recruiters.
It was one of the best courses that I have done till date.
This course covers everything that you need to stand out. You will get ultimate resume course, you will get ultimate LinkedIn course, networking strategy, access to 1100 plus job seekers for support, and personal support from me through WhatsApp group. I will walk you through every single step that you need with real examples and the tools that will give you an edge. I don't want you to miss any other opportunity to land your next job or an internship, so check the link in the description. And now I will let you enjoy the podcast. Thank you, Yvette, for doing this. Let's do a quick intro before we answer this important question.
Thanks, Yudi. My name is Yvette Bunsel. I'm the founder of UDETI. We do visa interview preparation by ex-visa officers. I'm an ex-consular officer. I've adjudicated 40,000 visas.
What is something that we should never say in our F-1 visa interview?
I think every consular officer is different. In my opinion, if you right off the bat say, the reason I'm going to the US is because it's my dream, and then you're like, it's my dream, I really want to go, and that's your answer for why you want to go to the US, it sounds a bit dreamy. The consular officer isn't there to like make all your hopes and dreams come true. They're there to make sure that you don't have immigrant intent. You have established ties back in your home country. So I just think that that is a little bit of a fluffy answer. And I just never have seen that answer necessarily go well at the visa interview. So kind of stick to the facts and stick to your strengths. And I think it's my dream to go to the US isn't necessarily helping you.
Okay. What's the next one?
So you saying, especially from India, so if you're from India or you're from Pakistan and you say, I don't know anyone in the US, the consular officer is going to immediately think you're lying. If you come to me and you're from Gujarat, I'm like, I know you know someone in the United States. Just tell me who, and we'll be like, good. So
unless you truly don't know.
Unless you don't truly know anyone, but I had an applicant who said, I don't know anyone when they really had a couple of friends at NYU. And I think that would have been a great answer. I have a couple of friends at NYU. I had former colleagues at NYU. So if you really don't know anyone, just say that. But if you have like distant cousins, you could say, I have a distant cousin, like, or I have a friend. If you're not proud of that distant cousin or friend, like don't feel obligated to mention that person in particular. However, is there someone else that like you do know that you are proud to kind of mention at the visa window? So I think, you know, the honesty will go a long way in building rapport. Use your judgment. But I think I don't know anyone when you don't know, when you actually know people can be, especially if you're from India and some countries that have large representation in the US, may not sound authentic.
Anything else that I should ignore during my visa interview?
Avoid saying sir or ma'am. I feel like you need to be on the same playing field as the consular officer, and they're assessing your socioeconomic status. And so if you're of really high socioeconomic status, you're not necessarily calling people sir or ma'am all the time. And maybe you are, maybe you're younger, but I would just avoid saying sir or ma'am, especially like on repeat. You know, just, I'm not sure how long I want to stay in the United States. I'll figure out what I'm doing later. I'm thinking I'll do this. I think just being more specific about your plans and especially about your duration is really important. So like my final tip is just being concise and not kind of leaving it open, especially if you're going on B1, B2, like I'm not really sure how long I'm going to stay. I'll like figure it out. So yeah.
Another common question or common thing that people fear is like, if I'm going for F1 visa interview, should I say, should I ever mention that my plans after my master's is like I might use my OPT and get a job or internship or something like that, or is that not advisable?
I would be honest about your plans if the consular officer asks. I wouldn't talk about future plans and wanting an H-1B, however, because that's not a guarantee that you'll get an H-1B. So, but if they ask you about CPT or OPT, you can say if the opportunity presents itself, like I would go for OPT and CPT. Consular officers don't generally ask, are you going to get an H-1B? You can say, I have plans to return to my home country. H-1B lottery is something that's not certain, and have very concrete plans about returning to your home country. That's with the H-1B. The OPT, CPT, I would recommend just saying if the opportunity presents itself for practical experience, I think that would really elevate my computer science degree, for example. And I think you can definitely be truthful, answer the question without saying just a yes or a no. Because a no sometimes definitely, or the
Yeah.
consular officer is going to assume that you're not being truthful if you don't really want CPT or OPT because they're assuming that everybody does. So it's a little bit of a trick question. So I would navigate it, and if the opportunity presented itself, and this is why it would be beneficial.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think the typical question is like, what are your plans after your master's? And that is when like this situation comes in very like tricky. Like, should I mention that if opportunity presents, then I might do OPT or I'll plan to come back?
Yeah, and definitely like just have that very solid plan of going back to your home country unless you're specifically asked, are you going to do OPT? It's just a safer approach.
Got it. Okay. We have made several videos on an F1 visa, so people should check out. But if you also want to enroll in our F1 visa course, that is also available. It is our gift to you because it's super on a
Super cheap.
discount. Yeah.
It is really a gift.
It is, yeah. But if you are someone who has a complicated either F1 visa, H1B, L1, and want like a one-on-one consultation with Yvette or her company, then feel free to do that. I'll put the link in the description. Yvette, anything else?
We're rock stars at visa interview prep, guys, and I'm not just saying that. So if you need some help, help is available.
Yes, and make sure to use code UDJ so you get some discount. If you want discount, if you don't, it's fine.
Go ahead and pay full price.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Until our next one.
Keep smiling, keep hustling.